the YouTube video. As you can see, I've spun a wheel with all the countries plus Kosovo and Palestine to make my viewers not angry. San Marino plus Vatican City, and also Taiwan, also known as Chinese Taipei. So yeah, and on the wheel it landed on Angola. So time to turn Angola into an empire. So here I'll highlight it in red. It's easier to see. You know what? I want something more like this harsh on the eyes than that. Yeah, that looks kind of good. So yeah, I'm going to highlight it in red. And yeah, so first they're going to change their ideology to be more far leftist, not fascist, but I'd say nationalist. So therefore they have an easier justification on all these countries, so they won't go plunge into civil war compared to if the US invaded Canada with no other reason. It would be plunged into civil war probably. So first things first, Namibia wants to try and conquer the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but it's kind of risky, so they'll start recruiting allies. So in my opinion, the first ally they're going to get is Zambia. Why? Because these guys hate these guys, because look, there's this massive rich copper area, but because of colonial times, Belgium took all of this land, and they want some sweet copper to enrich them. And Angola wants their sweet coastline. And what's the Angolan exclave? Once again, for now, I'll just pretend this is the Angolan exclave. I'm stealing it from the Republic of the Congo, not to be confused with the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So yeah, pretend that's Angola's exclave. So, first things first, they'll team up. But if they want to invade the Democratic Republic of the Congo, they know, and they're smart, that they need to get some land first. So, besides the ally of Zanzibar, they need to conquest. So their next conquest is of Namibia. So they can also have access to the river that goes out, but because of Victoria Falls, I believe, it's basically blocked. This is why the Germans expanded Namibia this way. So, sorry for the quick tidbit of history, but yeah, so they will start invading Namibia. Once again, let me choose a better one. Okay, so first things first, they're going to capture the river valley that I was talking about that they wanted. All to them. So their forces will seize that area, and their forces will start marching over. To the east, there will also be a small push over here. And consider the fact that this is the south of Africa. All the countries here, in my opinion, are like okay. The best ones are Mozambique, South Africa, and this country right here, I forgot it. So these guys are basically just fighting with sticks and stones. I know they have guns, but pretend they're fighting with sticks and stones for a dramatic effect. So yeah, they'll start pushing into Namibia more and more. Wait, you know what? I want to show that Namibia is in this war, and that they're just staking claims. So I'll just set their color to what's a nice color? I think light blue would be nice. Yeah, so light blue to signify this. And South Africa, wanting that sweet juicy land, will jump in, and I'll highlight them as kinda a green color. So these guys will jump into this war along with the allies of Lesotho and Eswatini, because I forgot to mention that there's also a league down here. I will refer to it as the Southern African League, but yeah, it's not really important. So these guys, these guys will start pushing down over to here, and through Namibia. They also push up here, through here and here, and they also push here, and then finally they go over here, because remember, these guys are very like the dominant power of Southern Africa. Now the Angolans will start ramping stuff up, and to ramp their military expertise, they're going to invite Zimbabwe to their alliance, and also Malawi. So yeah, this is basically the anti-democratic Republic of the Congo alliance and the anti-Mozambique alliance. So yeah, this is the whole alliance. So yeah, so these guys will continue pushing, and since they got 2 new allies, they will start being able to push even further. So they will push all the way like till here. I'll put the front lines here. A generous amount, in my opinion, generous amount to give into them. So yeah, they'll start pushing, and eventually they will reach the capital, right over here. So here's how I'm going to split them up. Okay, I'm going to reverse all of this. There we go. And yeah, and I forgot I need to put these guys back into the lines. So yeah, so of course Angola will annex a large chunk. I'll set them to no, 2, yes, 2. So I'll go like, okay, so once again I'll go like, oh, if I know, okay, so I'll go like this. So let's be generous and give them the north of Namibia, like that. So they'll gain all of this, and I'll raise this. No, whoa, way too much. So I'll cut off this area and this area, so therefore this line is all clarified and nothing else will happen. So yeah, this is what Angola will annex, and South Africa will annex the southern, like the southern bout, the southern bout of Namibia, something like this, since they like carry the hard lot with their alliance. So yeah, now time to split this area in half, like this, and up here like this. So now it's all segregated, so it's easier to just. There we go, the new borders of Africa, and because I want Angola to be stronger, this is going to be a puppet state. So yeah, Namibia is now the puppet state. And oh yeah, to satisfy the cravings of Zambia, I think it would be fair to give them some territory. No, wrong color. Them some territory over here, like that, in return for their favors, like that, because it did after all do much favors for the good old ally of Angola. Sorry, I'm getting them Namibia confused. So yeah, the borders look a bit atrocious, but it's fine. The next target is Botswana for them sweet diamonds. Okay, so now Angola will jump on Botswana. They'll jump over into Botswana and start invading. You know what? I think a darker color for you would fit you better. Yeah. Actually, I'll just pretend that they're part of this alliance. So, because they were puppet state. So, yeah. These guys will start invading around here and here. And these guys will also start invading from here and here. So they'll start invading all over. They were invading all over from basically all fronts. like this, and it's looking kind of scary for Botswana, and they'll start overwhelming them, especially a lot. Because consider the fact that like most of the lion swimmers are jumping them, and since they're a small nation like that, and Zimbabwe's inflation going money, 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 money is keeping the armies afloat. Okay, so yeah, so they'll start conquering Botswana until they surrender. So yeah, it was very quick, as you can see, because Zimbabwe is just printing money, going money, 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 like that. So, time to clarify the borders. So, from here, the puppet state of Namibia will gain parts of this, will gain all of this. How does that look? Not so bad. It doesn't look like a lot of border gore, which would have scared me. It looks kind of nice. I'm happy. Okay, so yeah, like that. These guys will also take a huge part. So Zambia will take a part that looks like this. Zimbabwe will take a part that looks like this, like that, and the rest will be given to Angola, like this, in my opinion, like this, like this. How does it look? You know what? Okay. Yeah. Okay, like that, and then they'll annex this, and then these guys will annex this and this, like that, and I'll chop this part off and this part off, and then for this one here and up here. So there you go, all chopped up. So bye Botswana, and to make sure that South Africa and Angola have peace, because you don't want them fighting a war this early, because it might make it so they do in fact have a war. Might not change. I don't really know. So yeah, once again, there we go. So they will in return get all of this, but Botswana in return of peace. So yeah, it's like a good portion of Botswana, and they'll agree because they know that they don't want to fight. Now South Africa looms over Lesotho and their alliance and Eswatini, so they agree to join South Africa. Because look, South Africa has been looming over them for a very long time, and they don't want to deal with that, and they do not want to deal with a war against South Africa, so they'll just happily accept the ultimatum. So South Africa is in this major area. Now it's time to jump Mozambique, and then finally Tanzania and the Republic of Congo. While this is happening, the Democratic of the Congo realizes this and will form the Purple Coalition with Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and Rwanda and Burundi, along with Uganda. So all these countries team up to defend themselves against the massive Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Namibia alliance. Now time to jump Mozambique, guys. Yeah, these guys will start off by first pushing around here and pushing around here, as Malawi will like mainly push around here. And you know what? I'll just put these guys in blue to help. I forgot to do this to Botswana. So yeah, these guys are going to be trying to fight back, trying their best, like that. And South Africa decides to join in, of course, eventually, because of this. So yeah, they choose to join in, and their forces. Okay, not. I will swap colors. Swap colors. So yeah, their forces will start popping over here. So South Africa is becoming a massive empire, like this. Like this, and they'll start capturing the Mozambique South, and Mozambique already basically knows they're kinda screwed, and then Zimbabwe, to nail it in the coffin, will put a massive force and eventually connect up with the Malawian forces and the Zambian forces to own all of this. And finally, they'll start pushing northward, and then they'll go something like this. First bout. I don't really like the color. First bout, and then second bout, and the Mozambique people aren't really giving up. So they're going to be punished for that. And eventually they finally capitulate. Time to reverse all of that. So, time for the peace deal. Now, Zimbabwe, so since Malawi helped a lot, I need to set it to black, and I need to set it to, not 4, but it seems great. So, they're going to get this. So they're going to be able to get this area, of course, for them and them only, because I'm generous. So yeah, they'll get that area, and these guys will get this area all to themselves. So yeah, Zambia kind of has a bit of border rule. I think if they attack the Democratic Republic of the Congo, it's going to look better. And Malawi will also gain across, sea, across the good old sea. So it's going to look something like this. This is what they're also going to get in return. And I know that probably some of the population isn't going to be very happy, but it's a cost to pay. These guys will now get like all of this. They get all of this. Think of it more as like a little short thumb. And the rest of Mozambique will become a puppet state. It will become a puppet state of Angola. So yeah, the Angola Empire is real, guys. It is real. So now it's scratching from the Atlantic to the Indian now, because very small border. And then the rest will of course go to South Africa with a help in the war, like that, since they need a war and they're contributing a lot. And Tanzania realizes this and is kinda scared, so they'll join in the Purple Alliance, like this, and then Mozambique will join in, like that. So Angola is now prepared. Okay? So first they'll ask an ultimatum to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. demanding that Zanzibar will get all of this land and it will be split with Angola, and they'll also get all of like the snout of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, including its little coastline, like that. And they of course say no because that's like really unreasonable, and they have a massive empire. But Angola seeks extra help. So guess who's coming to help? China, China and Russia. You know them. Always rivaling the US. And to help the purple team, the US is coming in. Like that. So it's kind of becoming World War One, but World War Three, but it isn't, because these guys, be aware, they're not fighting. They're just trying to help out these guys. That's why I'll color them in a little bit of different colors to signify that they're just like supporting these guys, not like full on helping. So yeah. So then they'll launch the invasion. So first things first, they're planning to deal with the western side first. So Angola will start marching their troops up and eventually connect up with the army there. But the Democratic of the Congo is prepared and send some troops along with Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya over to fight in Mozambique, and they'll start pushing. Wait, I want a lighter color. So they'll start pushing in Mozambique and parts of Malawi, like this, and also parts of Zanzibar. Sorry, Zambia. Zanzibar. So yeah. And Angola will continue pushing to quickly try and knock out the Republic of the Congo, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea. So now they will attempt to start a naval landing in Bacau, this little island, to quickly knock out Equatorial Guinea out of the war, and they'll siege the islands along with these islands. I forgot their name. It's like Sao Tome and Principe. Yes, Sao Tome and Principe. They'll take these islands because war is war, and because they stole Equatorial Guinea's capital, they're going to capitulate. So now, using the beachhead they got, they'll start fighting Gabon from Equatorial Guinea, whom has capitulated, and they'll start pushing like that, and they'll also start pushing like here and here and here, like that. So they're basically encircling the west in two fronts, one way over here, and the main one is through this jungle, and you also have to deal with the Congolin River that goes something like this, more like this, yeah, like that, and it's kind of blocking the way, so it's hard to get troops across, and they know this, so they'll start planning to do the good old blitzkrieg and slowly come up north. They start encircling them while also pushing back, and these guys quickly know it, and they're starting to get scared like that, and eventually they get encircled. Knowing this, the Republic of the Congo and Gabon quickly surrender over to Angolan hands. And the Democratic Republic sees that the Western allies are failing, but at least in the east they're pushing. And even better, they've successfully capitulated Malawi. No, Malawi only. Okay? But they're pushing Mozambique further and further back. Now Angola can focus on pushing out these guys, and when they hear the fact that Malawi capitulated, in order to counter that, they will start fighting back in Malawi, like that, and eventually they're able to set up the Malawi the old one that was friendly with Angola back in the south, like that. So they'll start pushing, and they'll also start pushing over here, along with Zanzibar. Because currently they've been playing defensive, but now it's time to play offensive with Zanzibar. Zanzibar will claim this area, along with Angola, which is going to claim the area, and they will do like a swish maneuver, kind of like this, like a swish maneuver, and kind of like that, a massive swish. So they will start pushing, and then you'll see a forming happen, and to make sure doesn't get encircled, they'll connect through here to encircle all these divisions. Like, think of it as like 5 army regiments, like that. Not too many, I would say, but still a lot. And the east is still kind of going well. They're able to push a little bit up of Mozambique. They're able to push them out, back, and they're able to get a little encirclement. So they go back, and then like that. Most of Mozambique has been recovered, and these guys will continue. Even though they've captured the Democratic Republic of the Congo, they won't surrender until they capture this very eastern city. So because of that, they're very aware of this. So they'll quickly march over, encircle more divisions like that with the original encirclement plan, and eventually come over and capture the city. This means that the massivest, the biggest, most scariest opponent is out. Now they can redirect their forces from the jungle over to help these guys like they've already been doing. And Namibia will start coming over and sending divisions up and over to protect Malawi, and they'll quickly start pushing further and further and further like that until poof, Malawi's freed again. And they've also been able to just push out all of these guys, and quickly Angola will start invading Rwanda and Burundi and get them to capitulate. So yeah, since they're such small nations, it's easy for Angola to conquer them. Now with this little beachhead forming, there's this massive lake is basically like blocking their plans. Now with the beachhead forming in Rwanda and Burundi, they start attacking Tanzania, and they're able to siege a naval invasion of Zanzibar through Mozambique. So they'll turn around and fight in here, and then they'll start closing in. They'll also start fighting in Kenya, like this, and eventually connect up over here with the Mozambique front and capture here. And they'll start pushing and pushing and pushing. And here, I'll quickly outline the front line of Kenya. So they've successfully gotten all of the south, and for Uganda, it isn't looking kind of well. So yeah, they will take all of that. Well, that large chunky amount, and they'll also start pushing here and here and over here, and Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda quickly realize it's screwed. So time to go all the way back. Wow, it's getting. Wow, I spent so long. Yep. This is it now. Wait. Need to get rid of Russia and China. They helped out a lot. I haven't mentioned them a lot. But yeah. Here's going to be the peace treaty. So Zambia will get much land around here. Wait, no, I want only 4 separate. So they'll get like much land over here until the river. So like that, they'll get all of this prime copper rich useless jungle for them. So they'll get all of this, which will improve their economy. And Angola, for hard carrying the whole round, will get a massive amount. We'll get a massive amount. Like this, and then it will follow. Because the Democratic Republic of the Congo took so much time to defeat, they will be punished heavily. And as you can see, since all these nations fought so heavily, except for Equatorial Guinea, they will be punished according so. So these guys fought very harshly, and as you can see, they're being punished very harshly. So yeah. So yeah, this is all Angolan territory. Yep, all property of Angola. Well, what happens when you're the massive empire of a certain YouTube video? This utterly ridiculous thing will happen, and Sao Tome and Principe will get repayment by them literally paying them, by giving them money for taking the land, because they needed a beachhead against them. So yeah, well, wait, if we go, I need to cut off this land bridge and this land bridge, so they will get all of this. Why does it look like they have a massive brain now? So yeah, now Malawi will get all of this. They won't get too much of the spoilers. After all, they quit early, so they'll get like this land. So now they're basically the dominators of this little lake. I don't know what it's called. I'll probably do my research later. But yeah, Mozambique will get all their land desires all the way up to here. So yeah, they'll get all of this land, shockingly. Yeah, very shockingly, like that. So yeah, as you can see, Mozambique has become a coastal one, and yeah, you know what? I feel okay. Yeah, I feel like I can give Angola a bit more territory, so the borders don't look like border gore, because I don't like border gore personally. So I think what would be generous, yeah, quite. You might argue that's a bit too generous, but shush. And my opinion right, your opinion wrong, and yeah. So yeah. So oh wait, I need to get rid of. So yeah, the last guys haven't been punished too harshly because they surrendered early, but Kenya will be punished harshly as so because they did not surrender. So Tanzania and Kenya will have to deal with a massively new nation coming around, taking up a bunch of this coastline, this prime, beautiful coastline that they really want. So yeah, Kenya is now landlocked, and Uganda will also, to stop them from allying once again this area. Wait, okay. This area and this area, and finally this very thin area will all become new countries, and they will not be aligned, but yeah, so they'll look like this, and they're here to stop Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania from uniting once again. So yeah, this is the new Angolan Empire. And yeah, to finally finish it off, I will highlight all of this and say it's part of the Angolan Empire, and wait again, and then beep boop bop, and then finally bop, wait no, bop, bop, and finally bop. Okay, yeah, so goodbye guys. This is the Angolan Empire.